So we just had a 26 by 50 garage done through Eagle Carports, which is the same, I believe, as Carolina Carports. We're just going to go over a few of the details and things that I found out during the build. And Eagle Carport themselves was not, I guess, the best, didn't give me the best answers and some of the stuff and measurements I was hoping to get from them. I did have some friends who had almost the same buildings done, so I was able to go take some measurements in advance and then pass those measurements on to my concrete guy. And hopefully some of these tips and things I'm going to show you will help you if you're thinking about having one of these done in the near future. They're very inexpensive. It came out nice. I believe for this particular building it was just under $16,000 plus the cost of the slab, and they built it in less than a day and a half, in and out. And our wait time was only like 10 days after we ordered it, so it was quick. It's a quick process. And okay, if you have any questions, just hit me up. First thing I wanted to point out was that we did 26 by 40 was enclosed, and then we added 10 feet for an overhang. And instead of doing the entire building all on one slab, which it is one slab, but we didn't do it all on one level slab, we actually dropped the back porch down 1.5 inches. If you see here, this lip is 1.5 inches. And then the slab actually slopes down another inch or so to the end of the patio to allow for water drain off. And originally they had told us we needed to do it all on one slab, but the problem I had thought we were going to run into was with driving rain, there's no way to overhang the siding to keep water from going up underneath there if it was on a level slab. Well, they told us, oh, just run silicone underneath the footer, which I didn't think that was a great idea. Over time, I think that would give out. So what they did is when they came in, they actually, you can see just give you an idea of the height difference. You can see the footer on the right is the footer on the left. They just came in and cut this back footer and then bolted it, of course, to the ground. And then these legs are adjustable. So you can see they just slide over this rail here. And so they just had longer feet in the back to make up for that 1.5 inches. It goes up here, ties into those headers. The other thing that you might be interested in knowing is, as a kit, they want to come in and install the doors directly on that footer rail. So you can see when it's open, you have about that's a 2¼ inch step up plus your threshold, which gives it almost about a 3-inch step over. So if you're trying to push a lawnmower or anything out of there, it's kind of cumbersome, it's kind of in the way. So on that one I didn't really care too much, but on this one over here where we did have them go ahead and cut out the footer, this is another thing the contractor didn't really want to do, but I was pretty persistent and they did it for a friend of mine, so I figured they would do it for me as well. And you can see it's just like having a regular threshold for the most part. And they did not charge me any extra to do this. Same thing with cutting this back footer and adjusting for that slope. They did not charge me any extra for that either. And coming out to the outside, you can see where the Eagle Carports guy came in with a chisel and actually chiseled out the concrete because my slab was wavy. Let's see if I can get back here and maybe you can tell. You can see how wavy it was, but anyways, what that did was allowed the siding to overhang all the way down to keep water from going back up in there. A friend of mine had his done, and the contractor did not chisel out the concrete like that. And anytime they get rain, Water comes in the side on the places where the slab was kind of bowed out a little bit. So if you notice your contractor not doing that, you can ask them to chisel that out and they'll do it for you. They have the tools. And for the cutouts for the doors, for the step down, this is an 1.5 inch drop here. We used a 2x6, and the width of this door is 10 foot, but we added 3 inches on each side. And when I called and spoke to a sales rep, they told me to put a 1 inch by 1 inch cutout here, which does not make any sense. It will not work if they tell you that. It's not the size you want. And I'll roll this door down so you can see how it makes it clears the door, allows it to drop down all the way. If you cut your door, drop down the exact 10 foot, say if you have a 10-foot door, they'll have to come in with chisels or grinders and cut out your concrete to allow this rail to hit all the way down to the bottom so that your door will drop correctly. And it looks bad when they do it. One thing you might want to add is these lag bolts that they use here. These are 1/2 inch by 5.5, the ones they bring out. Since this bar here is going to overhang, you can see that, and they put a lag bolt back up in here. You might provide your own 1/2 inch by 7 inch or 1/2 inch by 8 inch lag bolts. If you provide those, they'll put those in, and that will give you some added grab, because the 5.5 inch ones that they put in there were not grabbing very well. That allows those to clear. So our plans for this particular building is spray foam. We're gonna have an electrician do the electrical, and we have some finish out plumbing. We're gonna do a little office space in here with a bathroom. We ran a clean out for our RV inside here. We're gonna do automatic door openers, the roll up kind, the ones you see like on eBay for like Chinese for like 120 bucks or something like that. I'll try to do a video on installing those. We're gonna do seamless rain gutters. We're doing an outdoor kitchen, an outdoor shower, some more concrete work. If you're interested to see how all that plays out, make sure to subscribe and check it out later. If you have any questions, just make sure to ask. I'll do my best to answer. Thanks.